Talk Nation, salute. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for coming back and tuning in and checking out another video. Today, we look back and we honor the memory of Philly's own Kobe Bryant. This video will be coming out on Talk Nation News as well as Real Talk Live Sports. So please support it, watch it twice, and don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos. Growing up, traditionally, naturally, I was a Sixers fan. Partner to that, believe it or not, I also had interest in the Miami Heat. I was really never a Lakers fan, but I have always been a fan of Kobe Bryant, like a lot of people. But Lakers fans, Kobe Bryant was the MJ of his day. These days you hear about MJ, LeBron James. But in the time of Kobe Bryant, you heard about Kobe Bryant and MJ. So, who is the greatest basketball player of all time? I like to say, just like in boxing, I think it doesn't matter if it's NBA or the NFL. I don't really truly think there is a GOAT. I think in every era, you do have a GOAT. So whichever era, or excuse me, when Michael Jordan played, he was the best of his era. When Kobe Bryant played, he was the best of his era. When LeBron James played the game, which he still does, he's the best of his era. The torch doesn't get held, the torch gets passed. That's how the game is, truly. A lot of people like to idealize and have one person above everybody, and that's just not the way it is. The only person or being that is above everybody is the creator. That's it. But as man, we all have our times, and they come and they go. So that's why it's important as a fan, as an analyst, whomever, as a spectator, you appreciate what these fans do, what they bring to the table, especially if they are of the caliber of Kobe Bryant, aka the Mamba. Now, ushering in, Kobe Bryant was born August 23rd, 1978 in Philadelphia, PA. He died January 26, 2020 in Calabasas, California. His team of 20 years was the Los Angeles Lakers, which consisted of from 1996 to 2016. His position, shooting guard and small forward. Kobe stood at the height of 6'6". His number, once he retired, was 24. We'll get into that in a second, as far as his number. He was a student, guys, of Lower Merion basketball team. His number at that school and at that time was 33. A couple of facts about Kobe. Rest in peace, King, by the way. He was the only player in league history to have two jerseys numbers retired on the same team. The only player. So, get into a quote. Actually, I'm going to get into two quotes from Kobe. This is what he said in regards to his numbers 8 and 24. Some people didn't know that he had two numbers, and both numbers got retired, and he was the only player in league history to have two numbers retired with the same team. Kobe said, "When I first came in at 8, I was really trying to plant my flag, sort of thing. I got to prove that I belong here in this league. I got to prove that I'm one of the best in this league. You're going after them. It's nonstop energy and aggressiveness and stuff." End quote. In case you don't realize, guys, that statement at that time was the beginning of the Mamba mentality. Moving on to quote number 2. Quote number 2 is in regards to the number 24 that he wore and that he ultimately wound up retiring. Then 24 is growth from that physical attribute aren't there the way they used to be, excuse me, but the maturity level is greater. Marriage, kids, you start having broader perspective, being one of the older guys on the team. Now, as opposed to being the youngest, things evolve. End quote. Now, basically, what he is saying is 8 was the beginning of his career. 24 was at the stage of his career, the second stage, plateauing that maturity, growth, life, becoming stable, becoming more responsible as a professional, as a man, and as a father. You evolve. And where Kobe was at the second half and second stage of his career showed that he evolved. He became more than the Mamba mentality. He became more than a person is known to have that killer instinct in any game situation. He became Kobe Bryant the father and Kobe Bryant the husband and Kobe Bryant the leader, not just of a basketball team, but of all things that he did, from charities to just being himself off the court. A lot of people only see the player on the court, but they fail to see the player and the man or woman off of the court. He really didn't broadcast the things that he did because it wasn't about notoriety. It wasn't about newspaper headlines and things of that nature. It was about evolvement, growing, being mature, being responsible, giving back. That's what it was about for Kobe Bryant at the second stage of his career. Furthermore, Bryant won 3 NBA championships titles as number 8, and his final 2 wearing the number 24. He appeared in 8 All-Star games with his first number, and 10 after the jersey swap. He won a scoring title in each number and scored 16,777 points, repping number 8, and 16,866 points wearing number 24. Moving on to the Lakers organization. In honor of Kobe Bryant, the Lakers decided no player moving forward in Lakers franchise history will ever wear the number 8 or 24 ever again. Meaning those numbers are forever Kobe, and they will always be Kobe Bryant's numbers hanging in those banners. No player moving forward in Lakers history will not ever wear those numbers again. That is truly powerful and respectful. As far as his family, unfortunately, Kobe, he left behind his wife, Vanessa Bryant, his daughter that returned home with him, Gianna Bryant, his daughter that he left, Natalia Diamante Bryant, and also Bianca Bella Bryant. Blessings and peace to his family, to his father, to his sister, to his mother, to his family, to his friends, all those who knew and truly cherished him, as I said, as a man. Because we all know and love and cherish him as a player. But a person generally doesn't just consist of whatever they do for a living. You know what I mean? A true person is garnered by their character as a person, who they are. And I know his family misses him dearly. For those fans who possibly want to go out, if you're in California or plan on going up there to pay respect, Kobe Bryant is buried at Pacific View Memorial Park and Mortuary that's in Newport Beach, California. I'm going to say that again. Kobe is buried at Pacific View Memorial Park and Mortuary at Newport Beach, California. Now, on that tragic day, January 26, 2020, Kobe and his daughter Gianna, which was 13 at the time, they weren't the only ones that unfortunately passed on that day. The other victims of that crash were John Altobelli, Carrie Altobelli, Elisa Altobelli, Christina Mauser, Peyton Chester, Sarah Chester, and Ara Zobayan, which was the pilot of the helicopter that unfortunately crashed on that day. Now, with that out the way, from a personal standpoint, I would just like to go on to say, as I said, and this isn't I'm not repping my channel as far as Talk Nation News or Real Talk Live Sports. This is, as a man, how I saw and respect Kobe as a man. First of all, salute because he's from the city of Philadelphia. But more than that, he really embodied what it meant to be from the city of Philadelphia. The mental toughness, you know what I'm saying? That later on went to becoming, quote unquote, the Mamba mentality. Not all places are the same, but some places are truly different. And if you happen to come from these places and grow up in these places, they tend to make you a stronger person, if allowed, and if you pay attention and receive the lessons that they try to teach you. Now, growing up in a city like Philadelphia is one of those places. So Kobe, he left the city, but he often went back. He was also a philanthropist. He did a lot of work, and he gave back to Lower Merion Boys Basketball Club and School and the city, as well as LA. But his mental toughness is something that people and players today, they talk about, they recite, they study it, to try to give them that mental and eternal edge to make them better competitors, to make them better people overall. And that is the kind of legacy, once you look past numbers, figures, stats, highlights, highlight reels, the whole nine, all the great conversations, GOAT, this, that, and the third. When you can change people by your character and by your intelligence and by your strength, that is what truly matters, especially once you leave this world. Because you hear people saying, I want to give you the roses while you can smell them. Because oftentimes people are not only received, but they're not understood while they are still here. And after they leave this place, that is when people choose to kind of, as they say, open up their eyes and realize what they have lost. Now, when you heard that Kobe Bryant passed away, the world was devastated. Even if you were not a Lakers fan or a Kobe fan, if you were a fan of the game of basketball, more importantly, if you were a fan of outstanding character and competitiveness and mental toughness and strength, you felt that loss that day. I did. Many people that I know did. As I said, I'm an essential worker, and on the back of my vest, I have R.I.P. Kobe, Philly forever. Because that's what it is. If you represent the city, and sometimes you ain't always got to represent the city by being in the city. It don't always go down like that. Sometimes you have to leave home in order to strengthen home and to make a way back home. That's what Kobe did. So he won't be forgotten. He will be missed. He will be missed. And it's truly sad because people have thought and people think about him and what he has done as far as enriching their lives every day. I personally can't imagine his wife or his daughters, the people who truly knew him close. I can't imagine what life is like without him being in their life because he was probably one of the most pivotal pieces in their lives. I can't imagine because I know every day, like I said, I'm reminded of him and of his loss because of what I bannered on the back of my work vest. So every time that I walk past, people see that I respect that, you know what I'm saying? As well as some others that had lost due to social injustice. Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and George Floyd. Their names are also on said vest. So I try to do my part as far as remembrance, as far as letting other people know to remember and to also pay respect. But as they say, to each his own, to each his own. As he has passed away, some may not think about it as much. Some may not be reminded of that event, time, and person or people as much. But for those who choose and cherish to remember, those are the people truly that I wish peace, blessings, and more importantly, love. Because everybody is only here for a fixed amount of time. And we have no way of figuring out or knowing when our time will be. And that's the not only scary part, but that's the part that people should think about more often. People don't think like that, but you should, because if you truly did, it'll make you appreciate life, your circumstances. Even if your circumstances are not good, you still have to have a positive mindset. You still have to do your best to maintain and keep good character. You have to. Because when you leave this place, and if you are a religious person and you do believe in God, you will be held accountable for what you do and say. So you are not put on this planet to be a perfect person. But I do believe you are put on this planet to try to be the best person that you can be. And along that road, you are going to make mistakes. You are going to have hurdles and obstacles and boundaries on that road. Some people are going to stumble. Some people are going to fall. But it's up to us each as individuals, at some points, even as a collective, to make sure that we get back up and we help each other up and continue on the journey. That's what it's about. Life is a journey. Life is a journey. It truly is. And things that happen on that path are going to help us once we reach that final destination. Everything has a beginning, everything has a middle, and everything has an end. Can't run from that. Can't refute that. Can't debate it. It's a fact. So as we remember Kobe Bryant and all those who passed on that day, because it wasn't just Kobe who unfortunately lost his life. Gianna Bryant, and as I said, and as I shall, repeat, guys, on that day, John Altobelli, Carrie Altobelli, Elisa Altobelli, Christina Mauser, Peyton Chester, Sarah Chester, and Ara Zobayan. We remember and wish peace and blessings to them all, and also peace and blessings to each of their prospective families and all their friends and everybody who held them dear to their heart. Truly. Blessings from Talk Nation. Blessings from Talk Nation. Blessings from Talk Nation. So guys, as we pay tribute And as we remember, just remember one of the most important things that Kobe left behind that was a part of his legacy is that mentality. Stay strong. Catch you guys on the next one. Do your best to stay focused, be blessed, be humble, protect yourself at all times, guard up, mask up. Why? Because it's a war going on outside and none of us are safe from it. Peace, Kobe. Peace, King. See you guys on the next one. Talk Nation.